ETFs just triggered altcoin season. But before we dive into that, check this out. Bitcoin is not budging from its all-time high price range, still hovering around 117 to 120k. Ethereum is still sitting above the $3,500 mark, and altcoins have been popping off left and right. Are we about to explode into a full-blown altcoin season, or is this another fake out? The market's been giving us a lot of mixed signals lately, but if you know where to look, there's some narratives that are quietly catching fire behind the scenes. While all eyes are on crypto's biggest coins, the real money is flowing somewhere else. And that's what I want to show you in this video. But keep in mind, just because I'm talking about a project doesn't mean you should just blindly invest in it. I'm not a financial advisor, and none of this is financial advice. Always do your own research and understand the risk before making any investment decisions. All signals point to one thing: the institutions. Because when you follow the money, what you find is that institutions aren't just buying crypto, they're preparing for something bigger. They're tokenizing real-world assets, stocks, bonds, real estate, treasury bills, and more. This isn't just a theory anymore. This is happening right now, on chain, and this could be the foundation of the next trillion-dollar wave in crypto. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what's happening in the RWA space, show you which metrics prove that this is more than hype, and reveal some key projects that I've been watching right now. We've been seeing some pretty big headlines recently around ETFs. The SEC just recently approved a groundbreaking fund called the Bitwise 10 Crypto Index Fund. The reason it's such big news is because it includes some large caps that have never been in an ETF before. The total list includes BTC, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, Cardano, Sui, Litecoin, Polkadot, Chainlink, and Avalanche. Although the SEC did pause the ETF after approving it as of recording, the fact that it was approved to begin with is a huge milestone for crypto as a whole. This is great news for people who don't know how to use a crypto exchange. But I know my viewers better than that, and you might have been on the lookout for a good crypto exchange for a while now. Well, I've tested a bunch of exchanges over the years, but one of the few that I actually trust and use regularly is WEEX. It's simple to use, works fast, and has all the trading features you need. The fees are already super low, but if you use the link in the description, you'll get 30% off trading fees and a chance to earn up to 30,000 USDT in rewards. And don't just think, oh, I already have my exchange. A small discount on trading fees isn't really worth the hassle of switching. Trust me when I tell you that those fees start to add up and eat into your profits big time when we start seeing some serious movement in the markets. So if you're interested, check out the link in the description to join WEEX. But what about the RWA sector? Well, in the past 30 days, we've seen BlackRock, Franklin Templeton, and Citi all ramp up their involvement in real-world asset tokenization. BlackRock's BUIDL fund, which tokenizes short-term US treasuries on Ethereum, passed $2.5 billion in value. That's absolutely massive. Meanwhile, the passing of the Genius Act is another major win for the RWA sector. The reason is because it gives clear rules for how real-world assets like stocks, bonds, and real estate can be put on the blockchain. Before this, big companies and banks were hesitant to get involved because they didn't want to break any unclear laws. But now that the rules are clear, it's like opening the floodgates. Institutions can finally start building and using blockchain tech with confidence. That means more adoption, more money flowing into crypto, and faster growth for the entire RWA sector. We're also now seeing Goldman Sachs and the Bank of New York officially teaming up to join the tokenization game. Both of these big players recently launched their own tokenized funds, letting investors get their hands on those juicy assets on the blockchain. So with two of the biggest names in finance now doubling down on blockchain, it's obvious that the RWA narrative has been picking up some serious heat. But do you know where we've been talking about RWA for years already? In the FireHustle Discord. I highly suggest you guys check it out if you're serious about getting ahead in crypto. Think about it. Our research team is constantly bringing you guys real-time market updates, technical analysis, and strategies that have been working. Whether you're just actively trading or just navigating the space long-term, being part of a strong, informed community helps you move with more confidence. If you're interested in learning more, you can find the link down below. Now, let me throw some insane metrics at you. According to RWA.xyz, tokenized treasury growth has been unreal. Take a look at the charts. The total tokenized treasury market cap is getting close to $7 billion, with BlackRock's BUIDL fund and Templeton's Benji fund leading the way. This chart shows just how ridiculously fast the RWA sector is growing. considering the fact that the total tokenized treasury market cap was just under $2 billion just a year ago. That's over a 3x increase. As for the RWA market as a whole, it's valued at over $25 billion, which means it more than doubled from its value just 1 year ago. That's an insane amount of money flowing in. When you're talking about the flow of money or liquidity, there's one thing you need to be paying attention to. It's called the M2 money supply. Crypto doesn't just move on hype, it moves on liquidity. And one of the clearest ways to measure that is through global M2, which tracks all the liquid money in the economy. When M2 is rising, it usually means there's more cash flowing into markets, giving people more to invest in assets like crypto and RWAs. But just like price cycles, liquidity follows its own cycle as well. Basically, when M2 peaks and starts to flatten, it can act like a warning sign that liquidity is drying up. And over time, that leads to less money moving in crypto. Less liquidity means smaller market caps, no matter how strong your favorite coin is. So that's why, although all this money flowing into RWAs and crypto feels great, just remember that the crypto market follows a cycle and it's not going to last forever. Now, there's one more thing I want to cover. It's a metric called tokenized real-world asset growth by chain. This metric tracks the total USD value of RWAs like bonds, commodities, and funds that are on public blockchains. Right now, Ethereum still dominates with over 70% of total RWA TVL, but what's more interesting is the monthly growth rate. Ethereum's RWA assets have grown over 150% since the start of the year, but when you look at chains like Polygon and Stellar, they've actually doubled. And Avalanche is up by even more. But why does this matter? Well, think about what every major asset manager is looking for: yield, efficiency, and 24/7 liquidity. RWAs provide all three when they're tokenized. And history shows us that when institutions find a more efficient way to move capital, they move fast. So it's also important to look at how each chain is handling the RWA sector and place bets on which ones have the highest chance of taking over institutional adoption in the future. So now that you understand the importance of the sector, you can't talk about RWA without talking about Ondo. And there are some huge updates with this project. This isn't just another tokenized asset project. Ondo is carving out a serious name for itself in the institutional finance space and is backed by a team of ex-Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley professionals. Those connections have helped them secure heavyweight partnerships with massive players like BlackRock, Coinbase, and even World Liberty Financial. While Ondo is the main utility token, they also have tokenized gold investments, yield, and other solid products. And looking at the charts, Ondo is currently sitting at over a $3 billion market cap. But its previous all-time high was almost $5 billion back in December of last year, so it still has some ways to go. But if you look at the recent performance in the 30-day time frame, Ondo has been doing pretty well for itself. And that may tie in with some of the big news we've been seeing lately around the project. Last month, we saw Ondo's partnership with XRP, where they launched their tokenized products on the XRP ledger and opened potential for tons of liquidity to flow in. But just now, we witnessed the wealth fund 21 shares finally file for an official Ondo ETF. Yes, you heard that right. An Ondo Finance ETF is on the way. This will open up the floodgates of liquidity for millions of TradFi investors into the protocol. And I can't wait to see how things unfold from here. Now, let's circle back to what we learned from this video. The crypto market is obviously heating up. We've got new ETFs and record high inflows. Fed policy is improving, and some of the largest wealth managers in the world have their eye on the RWA sector. So while the crowd chases hype, the smartest money is looking in yield and exposures to RWAs. And I don't know about you, but I'm following the smart money. So if you've been sleeping on RWAs, now might be the perfect time to start paying attention. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are you invested in any RWA projects? Do you think that tokenized real-world assets will be the next big wave? Or is there another narrative that you're more bullish on right now? And that's it for today. Remember, just because I'm talking about a project doesn't mean you should blindly invest in it. None of this is financial advice. Always do your own research and understand the risk before making any investment decisions. If you're interested in the projects I'm watching closely, come and join me in the FireHustle VIP Discord. The link is in the description below. And if you want more videos like this, then hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.